Live. It says that we're live. If you're watching this for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is DeanCole. My name is E.DeanCole, and I own DeanCole Financial. We are a consulting firm, and we specialize in working capital, alternative finance, and business credit development. I am a #1 best-selling author, and I am a business coach and YouTuber. So if you're watching this for the first time and you don't know who I am, that is who I am. And today is January the 1st, 2018. So let's cheers to that. Now, last time I was live, I was trying to get the fireplace roaring. I think I did a very good job. I got the fireplace roaring this time. So if you are watching this on the replay, you're going to see me interact with people. This is a live unlike anything you've ever seen before, okay? So it's very interactive. Now, the purpose for this is for me to teach truth to power, and I'm going to teach live specifically on how you're able to achieve any goal you set for yourself in 2018. So you're going to see me interacting with my subscribers. So if you got this notification later, and if you're like, Dean, I didn't know you were live. I wanted to ask you questions about achieving my goals. Two things happen. Thing number one, you've probably seen one of my videos before, but you did not subscribe. Or thing number two, you did subscribe, but you did not hit the bell. So make sure that you hit the bell notification so that you can see next time I am live. So let's go ahead and see who is all in the building. We have 38 people watching, and we have only 10 thumbs up. Let's go ahead and change that. And I want everybody to chime in when you are in the building. I want you to tell me where you're watching from, and I want you to hit that thumbs up button. Did you do two things? One, chime in, tell me where you're watching from, and thing number two, hit the thumbs up button. Even if you're watching this on the replay, my teaching style is very in your face, and it helps for you to have a mind-muscle connection. It helps you to remember. It helps with your cognitive dissonance if you're able to interact. So when I say do this, do that, it is for your own well-being so that you can make that mind-muscle connection so that it'll help with your cognitive dissonance when I'm teaching. So let's go ahead and see who is all in the building. Let's see who the first person to make a notification squad. It is, what's up, Dean? It is Carolina the Kid. What's going on, Carolina the Kid? Big Daddy Trucker, who happened to be a client of mine. Hey, Carolina the Kid, how are you doing today? You're the man with the plan. Thank you so much for that. That's Mickey 1781 checking in. Hey, Mickey, how are you doing? We got King Vapors in the building. What's good, Dean? I am Winning Kid Vapor. How are you doing? We got Happy New Year, Conscious Ether. Hey, Conscious Ether, Happy New Year to you as well. Conscious Ether, Happy New Year to you as well, God. All of you guys that are watching right now, hit the like button, and I want you to share it. And let me know where you shared it. You guys know I look at the analytics, so let me know if you shared it on Facebook or if you shared it on Twitter, or even if you just texted out to somebody. I want you to hit the share button right now. And let's see who else is in the building. And yes, this is live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dean, Happy New Year, brother. That is Eve. Eve Douglas, how are you doing? Eve, how are you doing? Travis is in the building. Hey, Travis, how are you doing today? All right. Yes, we got Irvin is in the building, says, let's get it. Laugh out loud. By the way, what does the E stand for in E.DeanCole? It stands for excellence. Irvin, it stands for excellence. Real money motivation. Yes, Carolina the Kid, real money motivation. Thank you so much for chiming in. Glad to see you doing live, Dean. Happy New Year, my man. Who is that? That is Bishop Blueprint. Hey, Bishop, how are you doing today, my man? All right. Isis says, good evening. How are you doing, Isis? Happy New Year. Who is this? This is Mickey 78 is in the building. We got Marcel Lewis is in the building. Hey, Marcel, how are you doing today? All right. So Evan Douglas says, I told myself I was signing up with your course the beginning of the new year. So I need to go on and do the next. That's right. So Evan, go ahead and enroll into the course. You definitely will not be disappointed. We got Nikki Butler is in the building. Good evening, Nikki. How are you doing? Nikki in the building. Nikki from Cleveland. All right. We got Young to Have Success, which is a client of mine. Happy New Year. How are you doing today? Too young and have success. Milwaukee is in the building. King Vapor is in the building. We got Bay Area is in the building. Isis is in the Isis Theodora. I like the Theodora, which is the Egyptian queen, is in the building, is in the Bay Area. All right, Mississippi is in the building. Marcel Lewis is in Mississippi. Berkeley, California is in the building. Kevin is in the building. How are you doing? Carolina, the kid, of course, is in Carolina. All right, Happy New Year from Africa. That's good stuff. That is Martin Migwane. How are you doing, Martin? How are you doing from Africa? That's awesome. Martin, what part of Africa are you watching me from, my man? I'm very curious to know. I'll plan on coming to Africa with in 2019. One of my goals, and I'm going to be talking about that. So, guys, I am talking to all of my live subscribers. So if you're watching this on the replay, like, who are you talking to? Hurry up and get to the point. This is the point. The point is for you to see the content, subscribe, and hit the bell so the next time I'm live, I can interact with you as well. So I am going to be teaching specifically on how to achieve any of your goals. Now, this is a two-part teaching. Now, this is a lecture series. Like I said, this is a lecture, all right? So if you clicked on this video to be entertained, you will definitely be entertained. But most importantly, the purpose of this video is to educate you, and you will be educated. And in order to be educated, it's going to take your participation. Now, I'm not going to be extremely long tonight. I'm not going to be extremely long tonight. It depends on how you guys pull on me. It depends on what ends up happening. So my goal is to teach on how you're able to achieve your goals, any goal you set for yourself. And then I'm going to have 5 people, all right? 5 people. I'm going to give you guys practical action plan for one of your goals, all right? So if you stay to the end, there are 5 people that I am going to give you guys actionable advice, true free business consulting for your any goal that you set for yourself. So I'm going to get into it, all right? So if you are watching right now and you are a subscriber, say subscriber. If you're watching right now and this is your first time watching, I want you to say first timer. And then I want you to hit that share button, and I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, even if you're watching this on the replay. Like I said before, this is very interactive, all right? So let's see who is in the building, who's a subscriber. We got Ray DeFox is in the building. Ray is a subscriber and a client of mine. We got Juco Watts is in the building, which is a subscriber. We got Young to Have Success, which is a subscriber and a client of mine. Island Boy Trucker, how are you doing, Island Boy? Island Trucker is now in the U.S., and I'm very proud of him because he is going after one of his goals that he set for himself last year that we talked about, and he's driving for a mega carrier. So congratulations to you, Island. I appreciate you for that. All right, we got all these people that are in the building that are subscribers. Awesome. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, awesome. So we have 58 people watching, and we have 41 and you hit the bell. Awesome, Queen, and she hit the bell. Awesome, good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So, all right, so let's talk about achieving your goals in 2018. Now, how many of you know somebody? If you can't say amen, say ouch. How many of you know somebody that every single time 2018 comes around, they have these long laundry lists of what they want to do for themselves? Like, I'm going to buy this house, I'm going to get my credit together, I'm going to lose this weight, or I'm going to get married, or I'm going to take this trip, or I'm going to do this bucket list. So if you know anybody that's like that, say amen. And they don't do, I'm talking about they don't bust a grape, they don't do nothing. If you know somebody like that, I want you to say amen. If it's you, I want you to say ouch. Listen, that used to be me up until I went through this training that I'm going to teach you. And ever since I have gone through this training, every single goal I set for myself, I have achieved it to this day. And thanks be to Jehovah God that I have done so. So I'm not saying that to be haughty or saying that to be arrogant. I'm just saying that this works. When you do it the proper way, it works, okay? So I see a whole bunch of amens. Let's see if anybody is brave enough to say ouch. We got Carl Wallace said ouch. Thank you so much for being honest, Carl. All right. And you see a whole bunch of amens, amens, amens. So it looks like Carl is the only person to say ouch. Cozy Dean, are you Haitian? No, I am not Haitian. I am from Sierra Leone. Laugh out loud, yes. Alexis M says yes, 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 yes. Good stuff. Awesome. Sometimes ouch, mostly amen. Okay, Ray. All right, now the ouches are coming in. Thank you so much for being honest. Thank you so much for being transparent. So like I said, it was ouch for me. I would set these lofty high goals for myself, and then I would not achieve my goals. Now, let me tell you what happens when you do that psychologically. Now, you guys know that I'm an orator and I teach, and there are 3 points that I teach on. I teach on something that is historical. I teach on something that is spiritual or theological, and I teach on something that is psychological. Now, I'm going to start off talking about psychology. When you set a goal for yourself and you do not achieve that goal, you begin to eat away at your self-confidence. And you start to not even trust yourself. The number one reason why most people suffer from low self-esteem, the number one reason why people suffer from self-hate, the number one reason why people struggle and have these large self-limiting beliefs is because they lie to themselves. They'll set goals for themselves and not achieve that goal. So much so to where you don't even respect yourself. Psychology proves that the more you lie to yourself, the more you set a goal for yourself and you do not achieve it, the lower your self-esteem becomes. And so we're going to increase your self-esteem, and we're going to increase what's called your self-efficacy, all right? Self-efficacy is very similar to self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you see yourself and what you believe about yourself. Your self-efficacy is how you perform and how well you get paid for how you perform. So because we're talking about goal setting, and you guys know that I teach on economic empowerment specifically for entrepreneurship, I want you to achieve your goals so that you can get paid well. You understand what I'm talking about? Listen. CEO lifestyle, baby. I'm still on vacation. My executive coaching is about to launch. I got the fireplace going. I got a nice Concord wine. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my people. I'm enjoying my time. And I want you guys to be able to realize the same lifestyle that I have. The only person stopping you from being successful is you. So I am going to go ahead and get into this, right? So if you're ready for me to get to the first, now, like I said, this is 2 parts. So the first part is how to set goals. And the second part is how to achieve the goals that you set. How many of you guys know that some people don't know how to set goals? It's a miscalculated assumption. On the outside looking in, we can see people say, that's common sense. Like, how many people, you know, some smart people do some dumb, stupid things. They do some dumb things. If you know people that have done dumb things, I want you to say, know them. All right. I mean, they're just so smart, and it seems like they got it going. They got it going on. They might have a handsome husband, or they might have a beautiful wife, or they might have these beautiful kids, or they might be accomplished, have all of these degrees, all of these licenses, or they might have all of this possession. But you see them do dumb, stupid stuff, and it just doesn't make no sense. If you know them, I want you to say know them. Even if you're watching this on the replay, like I said, I want you to make a mind-muscle connection with this information, all right? So that you can remember this. This is going to help with your cognitive dissonance. So, know them. And that was something that it was difficult for me. When I started working for the consulting industry, I started working in the consulting industry when I was 19 years old. And so I've always appeared to be a lot more mature than what I was. So when they would ask my age, I would skate around my age. But working as a consultant with some of these consulting firms, you'll be surprised at the doctors I see that make dumb decisions. Doctors, and I mean licensed practitioners. I mean lawyers and attorneys. Lawyers and attorneys are very, very smart when it comes to practicing law, and it comes to litigation, and it comes to the loopholes and the tricks of the trade. But when it comes to certain things like credit, like development, even dating, they make some horrible decisions. So I said all of that to say this: we cannot assume that everyone knows how to set goals. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is how to set a goal, and then I'm going to tell you how to achieve your goal. All right? All right, so thank you so much for chiming in. All right, we have 78 people that are watching live right now, and I have 48 likes. Let's get those thumbs up, those likes to match the views. We have 78 people watching live. Let's get close to 78 views right now. 8049. Okay, awesome. You have 8049, Mr. Lewis. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we have 81 people that are watching right now. Let's go ahead and get those likes up. Let's push those likes up, guys. Okay, boom, we just pushed up to 61. Thank you so much for watching this. This is free that I'm giving this to you, and I'm teaching you truth to power on how you are able to achieve any goal you set for yourself. I think I heard it said, I think it was DJ Swiss Beats, he said this. I think Swiss Beats says is that a lot of people desire to be successful, but not everybody desires to do what's necessary to be successful. You have to desire to do what's necessary to be successful in order to achieve a goal. So the first thing that you need to realize is that this goal needs to be your goal, okay? This needs to be your goal. Do not allow someone to put unrealistic expectations on you, or don't allow someone to make their dream your goal. Do not allow someone to live vicariously through you. Ladies specifically, listen, if you ain't married yet and you ain't dating nobody yet, breathe, relax, relate, release. Don't put that time on your hands that someone else is trying to put on you. Like if your mother saying, when I'm gonna have some grandbabies, or when you gonna get married, or why you still single? Listen, you need to stay single. It's better to be happy and single by yourself, listen to me, than to be with somebody and be miserable. You hear me? I would rather spend hours, years by myself than to spend minutes miserable with somebody else. Listen to me, my cutoff game is quick. Quick. You understand what I'm saying? So fellas, even if you got some of your homeboys that are like, man, when you gonna go ahead and settle down, man? You out here running around with all these different chicks, or you out here playing the field, when you gonna settle down? Listen, make it your goal, not someone else's goal. Prime example, someone asked me if I was Haitian, and we have people that are watching from Africa. In the African culture, in the indigenous people culture, your parents will put on you that you're going to be a doctor. They will put on you that you're going to be a lawyer. Those are the top two professions for most Africans, Nigerians specifically. You're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer. If that is not your heart's desire, leave that alone. Because it takes a lot of energy and effort, a lot of sacrifice in order to be successful. And in order for you to achieve such a high goal that you set for yourself, you need to desire it for yourself, not for anybody else, but for yourself. If you are with me, I want you to say, got you, all right? So I can move to the next step. If you're with me, I want you to say, got you. Do not allow somebody to put their hopes and dreams on you. They might want you to be a basketball player. You don't like to play basketball. You might want to bake for a living. You understand what I'm saying? Or they want you to be a football player. You might not want to be a football player. You might want to be a computer engineer. You know what I'm saying? So your family, your friends, they mean well. Your parents might mean well. Your coworkers might mean well, but it has to be your heart's desire. What I'm going to teach you is how you're able to achieve your goals, not somebody else's goals that wants to live vicariously through you, but your goals. And another situation is if you do want to settle down and be married, but people want to live your life through you, like, oh, you Mr. CEO, this is me. This is me. I am slowing down on my goal for 2018 is not to get married. It was for 2017, and I was close, but I'm teaching about that a little bit more. But one of the things that I do desire is I am going to eventually settle down and start back dating again, for real. But even like that's one of my desires. But I have some business partners and I have some homeboys that's like, man, like dude, he say, every time I see you, you going somewhere with some pretty girl. Like every time I see you, you out to eat with some new pretty chick. Like you living the life. But I don't like that. It gets old to me. A pretty chick is a dime a dozen. Listen, a pretty chick with a fat booty and a slim waist and a pretty smile is as numerable as the flames is in that fire. I'm gonna give it to you all the way straight, no chaser. Listen, this is you with the CEO right now. That's easy. That's easy. That's everybody. Listen, makeup nowadays, you can go looking from Freddie Jackson to looking like Janet Jackson with makeup. You can put on makeup or waist trainer. Makeup, waist trainer, now you banging. So on the outside, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anymore. You need more than just outward appearance. More than just outward appearance, especially if you're gonna keep a man of character or keep a woman of character as well. There's a lot of pretty boys out there, all they do, they got six packs, and all they got is six packs, muscles, and they call themselves King Dingalang. That's all they got. Nothing upstairs, can't lead that woman, can't engage with that woman, can't manifest greatness out of that woman. That's all they got. So I said all of that to say, I went down that rabbit hole because people even might want you to be in a situation that you want to get out of. But if you want to get out of that, then you can put in the steps to get out of that. So the first thing when it comes to setting goals is that it needs to be your goal, all right? It has to be something that you desire, that you want, because it's going to take some sacrifice in order for you to do it. Remember, there's a difference between wanting to be successful and wanting to do what's necessary to be successful, all right? So that's the first thing when it comes to setting goals. Now, I've already talked about things, and I talked about things psychologically. Like I said, as an orator, I basically have 3 points. The first point that I normally have is something that is spiritual. The second point that I have is something historical, and the third point is something that I have, which is psychological. And so I went psychological when I talked about the cognitive dissonance of what happens when you begin to create low self-esteem by not achieving your goals. Now I want to wax theological for a minute. The #1 best-selling book of all time when it comes to goal setting says to write the vision and make it plain, so they that read it can run thereby. Write the vision and make it plain. In today's society, people don't like to write. Write your goals down. It's something that seems very simple and very minuscule, but the same reason why I want you to make this mind-muscle connection, and the same reason why I say I want you to say this, and it's because it's going to trigger a memory in your mind, so that this is how it's going to be implanted into your subconscious thoughts, so that you can exude success. Same thing when it comes to your goals. You have to write it down. When you write it down and you read it aloud, 2 things happen. One, you hear yourself saying it, and then you envision yourself saying it when you write it down. So even if you have to text it to yourself, I suggest that you write it down. Get a piece of paper. I have so many doggone journals, and I talk about it all the time, and they're nothing but my goals that I write down. Every single goal that I've written down, I have achieved. When I use the formula that I'm going to teach you, the secret formula that they taught me, excuse me, when I've gone through facilitation and delivery skills training and management training and executive training, when I've gone through these training, they always teach the same thing, and they break it down by little nuances each time, depending on what level I'm on. And I'm going to teach this to you guys as well. But every single goal that I've written down, I have achieved it. All right. So the first thing what I want you guys to do, the second thing I want you guys to do, I want you to say, write it down. 3 words, write it down. And this is live, so I want you guys to interact with me. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to say, write it down, so I know that you guys are with me and I can go to the next point. All right. Thank you so much for participating. Ray is participating. All right. We got Alvis M is in the building, says, preach. I'm trying to do what I can. Alexis M, thank you so much for participating, Alexis. All right. We got Chantel is in the building, says, write it down. Crystal Melvin is in the building, says, write it down. Nikki Butler is in the building, says, write it down. Higher Roll says, write it down. Thank you so much for I love and hate Bank says, write it down. Thank you so much. Write it down, write it down. Yes, so I want you guys to make sure you write it down. Write it down. We have 100 people watching right now, only 72 likes. Let's get those likes to match the views. If you are just a spectator, if I got 30 people hating on me, then you know, I got 30 people hating on me. But I believe that we are in a room full of friends and we're in a room full of participators. So I want you guys to hit that like button. Okay, boom, we just jumped up to 84 just that quick. 96 watching and 84 likes. Go ahead and hit that like button. So write it down. So first thing when it comes to how to set goals is make sure that it is your goal, something that you want, that you would live with, that you are happy to sacrifice for. That's thing number one, make sure it's your goal. Thing number two is that you have to write your goal down. Write it down. The number one best-selling book of all times when it comes to, when it teaches about goal setting, it says write the vision and make it plain, so they that read it can run thereby. Let me break that down. That is so rich and full of three key things. It says write the vision. This is the first key thing. Make it plain. That means that you need to write down every single thing about you. Make it a plain, simple, knock it out the park vision. Write the vision, make it plain. The reason why you need to make it plain is because when you get frustrated and you get tired and you feel like giving up and you feel like you can never lose this weight, or you feel like you can never get this degree, or you feel like you can never achieve this goal, or if you feel like you'll never be able to open this business, or you feel like you'll never be able to find love, or if you feel like you'll never be able to have this baby, if you make it plain and you go back and you read that goal, your strength will be renewed and you're going to continue to move forward to go after your goal. See, one of the things that people fail to realize is that adversity is going to come. Every single goal I've set for myself, I've achieved, except this is the part that people don't talk about. I might have achieved it 3 years later than when I originally thought I wanted to achieve it. Y'all ain't happy. Or it took me 6 months later to achieve it. Or there are even some situations to where I'm so fertile in my spirit, so fertile in my mind, that I think about it and I instantly manifest that vision. I instantly manifest that goal. So the timing on it, you have no control over the timing of some specific goals, okay? But majority of the time, it is going to take some tenacity. You're gonna have to look at it. You're gonna have to get to the point of giving up. Then your strength is gonna get renewed and you're gonna have to keep going after your goal. So this is what you're going to have to do to achieve your goal. Especially in the millennial age, a lot of the millennials don't know what working hard is. They don't know what keep trying looks like. Like, what do you mean keep trying? I'm supposed to push a button and I'm instantly supposed to have it. I'm supposed to graduate from college and I'm supposed to be the CFO. What do you mean work hard at it? Shoot, my mom and my daddy, them hustlers, they them 80s babies. Them 80s babies and them 70s babies, they hustled, they gave me what I wanted. I grew up in a nice neighborhood. What you talking about? What's Miss Meal cramps? What's that? So that being said, you're going to have to work hard for your goal. It's not going to come to you easily. Pretty girl that has always had everything she wanted. Baby girl, it is not going to happen like that for you. Handsome guy that has always had what he wanted. Star basketball player, star athlete, baby boy, it is not going to come like that easy on your road of entrepreneurship, on your road to your doctorate, on your road to your degree, on your road to your certifications. Whatever it is that you are achieving, it is not going to come as easy when you had someone giving it to you, all right? So you guys are with me? If you guys are with me and ready for me to go to breaking it down on how to make it plain. If you are with me and you understand, I want you to say, got it, all right? If you're with me, I want you to say, got it. Now, if you have a question, wait for the end because I'm going to answer your question at the end. Like I said, I'm going to choose 5 people and I'm going to give you guys specific life application advice for your goals, okay? Got it. Let's see who's all participating. Okay, awesome. We got Mickey is participating. We got Alex is participating. Carolina, the trucker is participating. We got Carlton McDonough is in the building. Is that McDonough? Or Mickla? You got a very interesting name. Okay, so Theodora has a question. I'm gonna make sure I answer your question at the end, Theodora. All right. So seed knowledge says, I tell the kids, you tell the kids that you teach that daily, okay. So you tell the kids that you teach daily that, okay. That's cool. Seed knowledge, seed for knowledge. What grade do you teach? I'm interested to know when you say the kids, what kids do you teach? What grade do you teach? I'm very interested to know that, okay. So we got Hollywood World King says, got it, bruh. Okay, awesome. We got Cool Breeze Trucking says, got it. We got Mr. Enike says, got it. Dante says, got it. Awesome. We got Jody Scott says, got it. Awesome. So you guys are with me. All right. Now, there's an acronym that really breaks down how you're able to achieve your goals. So the first thing we talked about is making sure that it's your goal, all right? Second thing we talked about is we talked about how you're able to, you teach high schoolers, okay, that's awesome. What grade? So you teach all of high school, the 9th through the 12th grade? Is that what you teach? Knowledge seed, let's see, what's that name? That is Seed for Knowledge. So you teach 9th to the 12th grade, Seed for Knowledge. If you need a speaker to come in, let me know, Seed for Knowledge, and I can make that happen. If you need a speaker to come speak to your school, I can make that happen for you, Seed for Knowledge. But so let's go ahead and let's go another further. So we talked about it that your goal must first be your goal, all right? It must be your goal. The second thing is that you have to write the vision down, write down your goal. And the third thing is that you need to make it plain. Now, this is the true wisdom that has helped me to really achieve every goal I set for myself, is to make it plain. We talked about people doing some dumb, stupid things. We talked about folks doing some dumb stuff. But in order for you to achieve your goal, you must be smart, all right? I want everyone to write down SMART, S-M-A-R-T, SMART. Even if you're watching this on the replay, like I said, I want you to make this mind-muscle connection. SMART. Write this down, S-M-A-R-T, SMART. Your goals must be smart. What do I mean by SMART? SMART is an acronym that is broken down, and I'm going to teach a nuance that really made sense in my mind, that when that thing made sense in my mind, every single goal that I set for myself, it's just been effortless. It's because the first thing is that your goal has to be smart, all right? Smart. The first thing is that it must be specific, all right? Your goal must be specific. You must have a specific goal. Now, on your list, you might have multiple different goals. Now, most of the time when people write down their goals, they'll write down buy a house, get a car, lose weight, get a puppy. That's very general, all right? You need to be specific. Buy an oceanfront home, buy a waterfront home, buy a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, 5,000 square foot home. You have to be specific. Instead of buy a car, I want to buy a 2018 Mercedes-Benz SL65, black interior, cream exterior, these alloys. Be specific. You need to be specific. Let me tell you the reason why you need to be specific. The reason why you need to be specific is because the more specific you are with your goal, the more real it becomes to you. And once it becomes fertile in your heart and in your spirit, then you're going to manifest it out of yourself. I'm not one of those people that believe in naming and claiming it. No, you got to name it, you got to claim it, and you got to work for it. All right, we're going to get to the work for it part, but I do believe that naming and claiming it, I tell you without a shadow of a doubt and without any equivocations, if it had not been for Jehovah God to help me, a lot of the things that I have, I would not have. But most importantly, it was me being able to mirror and match my faith and my works, because that same best-selling book says that faith without works is what is dead. All right, so, but you have to be specific. Remember, be specific. You have to write it down, and you have to be very specific, because once you become specific, two things happen. One, when you write down the specifics, you're going to realize, I really don't want that thing that I say that I want. If you can't be specific about what it is that you want, you really don't want it. And that's okay, because this is going to help you to be laser focused. Imagine if you worked 7 months for something you thought you wanted, but in actuality, you never did? Can you see how much happier you will be, how much freer you will be if you're able to really go after the goals that you really want, the things that you really do want? So the first thing is that you have to be specific. Write down the specifics of what it is that you want. So ladies, if you want a man, if you're believing in God, that you want to date a guy and you want to date him and he has to be at least 6'1" or better, or you want him to drive a certain type of car, it doesn't have to be a certain make or model, this and the third, but I'm just giving examples. You want to be specific, because if you don't know what to look for, you'll settle for anything. Y'all ain't happy. If you don't know what to look for, you will settle for anything, all right? So if you're saying, I just want to buy a house, you'll just get a 2-bedroom house because you just wanted to check it off that I bought the house, but your family needs a 4-bedroom house. You'll just put down, check that I bought a house, and you buy a house in a neighborhood that the schools are horrible. So you want to be specific. You need to be very specific, because once you're specific, it becomes real to you. Once it becomes real to you, it makes that connection in your heart and your mind. The #1 best-selling book when it comes to goal setting says that, it says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The way that you get it from your mind to your heart is with specificity, all right? You have to be specific. So if you guys understand that, I want you to say specific. Even if you're watching this on the replay, if you know someone that has been trying their hardest to achieve their goals, and you've been watching them every single year just twiddle their thumbs, I want you to share this with them. Even if you don't have Facebook, still hit the share button, send it to them in a message. Send it to them in a text message. This is free. And you're teaching them and you're helping them to understand how they're able to achieve every single goal that they want. So, all right, I see specific. Thank you so much for participating. We got James Everett. Thank you for participating, James. We have Ray. Thank you for participating, Ray. All right, Darius, thank you for participating, Darius. We have Chantel, thank you for participating, Chantel. HM Express, thank you for participating, HM Express. All right, excuse me. Chucky, thank you for participating, Chucky. All right, Charlotte, thank you for participating, Charlotte. All right, King, thank you for specific. He got the specific with the checkup. Thank you so much for that, King. I really appreciate that. So be specific. So the first thing is that it needs to be specific, a specific goal, all right? The second thing is that it needs to be measurable, all right? What do I mean by measurable? You can't put down a goal that you cannot measure. Your goal has to be something that is measurable. Remember, we're making a smart decision. The first one is specific. The second thing is measurable. Your goal must be measurable, something that you can measure. What I mean by that, let's say the same thing about buying a house. I want to buy a house by when? I want to buy a house by December. I want to buy a house by February, and we're in January. There's some people right now that are renting today that will not be renting come February the 18th. Mark my words. And if you're watching, I want you to come back under here and I want you to tell me that it's you. But yes, you have to make sure that it's something that you can actually measure, something that you can quantify, something that is not up in the air. Like for instance, lose weight. What does that mean? Lose weight. You want to lose 1 pound or you want to lose 100 pounds? You want to say, find somebody. What do you mean by find somebody? Do you want a new best friend, or do you want a lover, or do you want a cut buddy, or do you want to be engaged? Like when you say find something, like what do you mean by that? Or if somebody says I want to travel the world, what do you mean by travel the world? Do you want to go to India? Do you want to go to Asia? Do you want to go to Santorini, Greece? Do you want to go to Nigeria? Do you want to go to Sierra Leone? You know, you have to be specific, and then you also have to measure it. When do you want to go? Because what happens is this: once you get something that is measurable, now you can actually add time to that. Now, the time is going to come in as well, but it has to be something that is measurable. You cannot have a goal that you want to achieve and it is not measurable, because then if it's not measurable, guess what it is? It's daydreaming. We don't daydream around here. Listen, write this down. Say, stay woke. Write this down. Stay woke. Write it down. Stay woke. Stay woke. Even if you're watching this on a replay, I want you to write it down. Stay woke. There are too many people right now. There are too many people right now that are daydreaming. Too many people, woulda, coulda, shouldas. I have to deal with this a lot with my young black men. In our culture, we talk about a lot of stuff that don't make sense. We talk about how fat Nicki Minaj's booty is. You ain't got no chance with Nicki Minaj. We'll talk about stuff like how sexy Cardi B is. You ain't Offset. You ain't got no chance with with Cardi B. Or we'll talk about the starting lineup for the Dallas Cowboys, or we'll talk about the defensive strategy for the Broncos. You know what I'm saying? Or we'll talk about the first round draft picks as if we're making money off of it. We have in our culture, we maximize our energy on minor things that don't put no money in our pocket. And so a lot of times when I'm talking to my young guys, I have to get them to stop daydreaming so much. They play the video game so doggone much. They play Madden, they play NBA 2K or whatever. They play the video game, so they play Call of Duty. They have this fantasy world. They recess back into this fantasy world so much that they don't even know how to make real traction on earth, because they are addicted to this fantasy world of playing the video game. The reason why is because it's easier to control the video game than you can in your real life. But this is the thing about it though. And I tell people all the time, I need to know exactly where you are. If I do a consultation, I need to know exactly where you are. If you ever get lost, in the mall, or even if you get lost with GPS and you type in an address, the first thing it says is, where is your location? I do not talk hypotheticals. That's the first thing that I teach. Do not talk hypotheticals. When I ask a client what it is that you want, where are you? And then what happens is that I do a lot of live Q&As, and they'll say, what if this, Dean, or Dean, could I do this? And I say, no hypotheticals. Don't ask me no hypothetical question, because it's going to increase to foolishness. It has to be something specific. Like, are you in the position right now to do what it is that you're talking about? I talked to this person one time. He didn't even have a regular driver's license. And he was asking me what kind of truck should he get for his fleet, and who should he put it under. He was in my inbox. And so he was like, hey man, hey bro, I want to know, what kind of truck should I get? I see, you got Freightliners for your tractor trailer business. You got Freightliner trucks, and are you still putting your trucks on the road runner? Who should I put my trucks under? And I said, okay, so how long have you been running? And he was like, oh, well, I ain't been running. I'm about to take my test. So why on earth would you be putting so much energy and effort on something you cannot control? And I get it, because he doesn't know. He's not been taught how to achieve his goal. He didn't know to be specific, and he didn't know to be measurable. And so this is something that we're going to talk about, is that it's something that is attainable, all right? It has to be attainable, all right? You have to be specific. You have to be measurable, and it has to be attainable, something that you can really tangibly attain. There's no reason why on earth a man should be talking about, man, if I ever took Lala out, dude, Lala is not checking for you. You putting your energy and efforts into the wrong place. Go to Plenty of Fish, okay? Go to Black People Meet. Go to Adult Friend Finder. Go wherever you want to go. And look for somebody that's in your league and put that energy and effort to somebody that is attainable for you. Ladies talking about, oh man, Idris Elba so fine. Baby girl, I'm pretty sure if Idris Elba saw you, you would not have a chance with Idris Elba. Maybe if you had a chance with Eddie Elbert, go to Plenty of Fish or go to Black People Meet or Adult Friend Finder, wherever you want to go, and get you an Eddie Elbert and leave Idris Elbert alone. Something that is attainable. People talking about, oh man, I want this 5,000 square foot house, and I want this 5,000 square foot house, and I want it on the water. And right now you're making $30,000 a year. And you don't have the plan to be able to attain making more. I need you to not put the energy and effort on the $5,000 house, 5,000 square foot house, put the energy and effort on how you're able to get your finances higher so that you can pay that $2,000 gas bill that comes with that. Attainable, okay? So if you guys are with me, I want you to say attainable. You have to be smart. You have to be specific. Your goals must be specific. They must be measurable, something you can measure. And they have to be attainable, something that is attainable, something that is actually something that you can realistically attain, all right? So they have to be attainable. Thank you for participating, Kevin. Thank you for participating, Lisa. Thank you for participating, Jamie. Carl, thanks for participating. Jody, thanks for participating. Alexis, thank you for participating. Melinda, thank you for participating. It has to be something that is attainable, all right? Elon Musk is a good example of what can be attainable. If you're able to put the finances together and you're able to put the resources together, he can put a man on the moon. That is attainable for him. This is very key. What's attainable for you, you need to know what's attainable for you, because you got some people that are around you that it's not attainable for them. They will try to talk you out of your goal because it is not attainable for them. So you need to know what's attainable for you, where you can get. If you know that you can work your butt off and you can get the brand new BMW, that's attainable for you because your credit is good enough, because you saved the money, you did the down payment, but your homegirl, the best she gonna be able to get is that 2016 Toyota Corolla. That's because that's her goal. And that's what's attainable for her. We got to get her out of that 500 credit and get her to that 720 FICO coaching. You understand what I'm saying? So when you were talking about your goals, make sure you know what is attainable for you, because people will try to talk you out of your goals. So many people tried to talk me out of writing my first book. Look where I am now. I'm so glad that I did not listen to them. So many people told me, you too old to be doing YouTube. Don't nobody want to listen to you. You too old. That's for young white girls. That's what they would tell me. And I am almost at 8,000 subscribers. Do not listen to people if it has to be attainable for you. Know what is attainable for you. We are at almost 8,000 subscribers in 13 months. That is the favor of God, and it's because I believe in myself. And it's because of you guys, and I'm grateful for it. But people tell me that's not attainable. That's not attainable. But it is. It is attainable. People say, oh, you gotta, if you want to get the gold watch, you're gonna have to get the gold Rolex, the presidential band. You're gonna have to work for a company for 30 years and then retire. No, 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 no. I got one of my homeboys right now. I love him to life. Love him to life. He knocking down 73,000 right now. He's an area manager for one of the banks we used to work for. That is what he wanted to do. He's an area manager. He knocking down 73,000. They own a couple of weave shops in Mississippi. Him and his wife does well. She works as a teacher, and when she's not working as a teacher, she's working at their weave shop that they have. But that's not mine. And when I told him that I'm leaving, and he was like, dude, he said, are you sure? But there's no guaranteed money. I said, I'm going because it's attainable for me. You have to know what's attainable for yourself. So it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, and it has to be attainable, something that you can attain for yourself. That's a double-edged sword, all right? And then the third one, the fourth thing is that it has to be realistic, all right? Something that is realistic. Let me give you an example. It is unrealistic It is unrealistic for you to get married in 2018 if you ain't even got no boyfriend, you ain't got no girlfriend. Let me rephrase that. To get the type of marriage that you want, I'm assuming, that is unrealistic. Because you can get married, but do you want to get married or do you want to stay married? Y'all ain't happy. You can try to rush something, but if you don't have any prospects, it is very unrealistic that you're going to find somebody, meet somebody, fall in love with somebody in 12 months. Don't put that pressure on yourself. If it happens, alhamdulillah, praise Jehovah, it happens. But if it don't, it don't. Don't make that one of your goals. Take that off your list. That can be a desire, but don't make that a goal, all right? We're talking about goals, how to achieve your goals. You can't, I don't want to set you up for that. I want to set you up for something that you can. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, and you can't turn a hoe into a husband, but you can turn your goals into a reality, all right? So that's what I want to focus on. Let's talk about realistic. 9 times out of 10, if your credit score is a 400 right now, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to get that 5,000 square foot house in 12 months. However, your credit score being 400 right now, you can get that nice 3,000 square foot house. Realistic, and you have to be realistic with yourself. If you want to lose 100 pounds, you can do it. You can do it. If you go on an all juice, watch that that thing, what's that thing? Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And if you want to go on all juice, and I don't mean wine, like the green smoothie thing, and that's all you want to do, you can do it. It might take you 5 months of doing nothing but juices, but guess what happens when you eat some regular food? It's gonna come right on back. Or you get the lap band, or if you want to, you can get the lap band, you know, the little ring that they put around your stomach. The insurance covers it. That's realistic. You understand what I'm saying? If you go through surgery. You see what I'm saying? It's realistic. If you put in the energy, the efforts, it's realistic. So your goals must be first specific. They must be measurable. They must be attainable, must be realistic, something you can realistically do. Something that you can realistically do. We don't do daydreaming around here, because we're talking about something we can realistically go after our dreams, go after our goals. Something that is realistic, like realistically speaking, you can quit your job and start your own business. Realistically speaking, you can build business credit that's completely separate from your personal credit. Realistically speaking, you can find somebody that you have a successful relationship with. You might not turn around and get married, but how about this? How about you try to find a boyfriend that you can keep around for 3 months without running him off? That's something that's realistic. Or let's say you try to find a girlfriend that you can keep around and not cheat on her in 3 months. That's something that is realistic, okay? So you want to do something that is realistic. Let's say you do want to lose weight, but let's say you go to the gym at least 3 times a week instead of trying to go to the gym doing twice a day. Something that's realistic. You understand what I'm saying? So this is when you do it this way, it helps you to take away a lot of the foolishness. And when you use this formula and you put something down on paper, anything you put down on paper, you will be able to achieve it, because it's going to be something that's smart. It's going to be something that is specific, something that is measurable, something that is attainable, something that's realistic. And the last thing is it needs to be timely, okay? Something that is timely. Put a due date on it. When you are pregnant with a baby, they tell you your due date. I've heard it said that in psychology that women who were carrying babies that were underdeveloped, when the doctor gave them their due date, that some kind of way that the baby started to develop a lot more to get closer to that due date. You need to give yourself a due date, whether it be 3 months, whether it be 6 months, whether it be 6 years. All right? Give yourself a due date and make it a stamp of approval. This is my due date. Now, what happens if the due date comes and you ain't ready? Push it back and keep going. But you must give it a due date. You must be specific, you must be measurable, you must be attainable, you must be realistic, and you must be timely. Now, this is the key that I learned how to achieve my goals, because I have huge ambitions, and Jehovah God is blessing me tremendously. Our consulting firm is doing extremely well. We have over 690 clients that are enrolled into my online course and that consult with me and that have me on retainer. So going from working from somebody else to making them rich to being a very, very successful consulting firm with a 98% approval rating. I mean, I just got somebody in my inbox today. They just got approved for $10,000 business credit card in their business name for fuel and maintenance for their transportation business. He was so excited. I'm gonna share this screenshot later tonight. I just was getting ready for this, but I'm gonna share his screenshot tonight. But I said all of that to say this, that it has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Now, this is the thing that really helped me, because I have tremendous ambitions. And I have insomnia. Sometimes it's hard for me to sleep as a CEO. I have a hard time sleeping. It is what it is, especially because I'm not getting regular sex because I ain't in a relationship. It is hard for me to sleep at times. You understand what I'm saying? So there was something that I needed to do that helped me take it to a whole nother level. If you guys are with me and you're ready for me to move forward, I want you to say ready, all right? Now, this is the secret that I learned to add to that SMART equation. If you're ready, I want you to say ready. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to say ready. There are 126 people that are watching live. We have 170 likes. If you are new that just came in, if somebody shared this with you, I want you to hit the thumbs up, hit that like button. Let YouTube know that you value the content. I want you to make a mind-muscle connection, and I want you to value this content. I am going to share with you. This is the secret that helped me. All right, and I want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. 30, 60, and 90. All right, write this down. 30, 60, and 90. Write that down. 30, 60, 90. I want you to type it down, even if you're watching on the replay. Like I said, I want you to make that mind-muscle connection so that you can get past that cognitive dissonance. And then I want you to write it down on your journal. 30, 60, and 90, okay? 30, 60, and 90. This is very important. 30, 60, and 90. This is going to take your goal setting to a whole new level. Use that formula of specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Use that and break it down into 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. There are some goals that we have that are so big. There's an African proverb that says the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. On your road to eating that elephant, sometimes your jaws are gonna hurt. You're gonna wanna give up. So when you break it down to being 30, 60, and 90, break the goals down into what can you achieve in 30 days. And I'm gonna show you what this looks like, okay? Say for instance, that same young man that was asking me, should he get a Freightliner or should he get a ProStar or should he get a Kenworth? And if he should put it under Prime or if he should put it under Roadrunner or if he should get his own authority, he doesn't even have a license. For him, hold on for a second. So Prince says, shout out to all the side chicks that accept vacations pay on Valentine's Day. Okay, Prince, I don't understand that one, but okay. All right, but nevertheless, all right, so, okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna block Prince. Prince is being a troll right now. So we're gonna go ahead and block Prince. Prince is trolling. All right, awesome. We're focused. Prince is trolling. All right. So 30, 60, and 90. So let's break it down. The same SMART, the same specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. That same specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely manner. What you do is you break it down into 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. Like the young man, this is actually the advice that I gave him. I said, write down on a piece of paper something you can do within 30 days and achieve it. Don't write down something that you cannot do in 30 days. Don't say you want to lose 70 pounds in 30 days unless you get into surgery, okay? Write down something that you can physically do in 30 days. So for this young man, I said, in 30 days, you need to be able to have gotten your pre-trip down pat. You need to be able to know everything when it comes to doing your pre-trip, and you need to know who you're going to go with to do your road test. Write that down in 30 days. I'm talking trucking lingo right now. For all of my clients that don't know nothing about trucking, I have a lot of clients that are in the trucking space. One of my businesses is in the transportation business. I don't talk about it publicly, but I got trucks on the road. So that being said, I'm talking specific right now about the trucking industry, and when I'm gonna take 5 people questions. So depending on what it is, I'm gonna give you specific advice for your situation using this 30, 60, 90-day formula. So for him, I said, all I need for you to do is write down for the first 30 days, write down understanding your pre-trip. And then I write down who you're going to ride with. That's going to allow you to use their truck. Are you going to rent a truck? And then I wrote down, and then I told him to write down the companies that you want to work for your first year. That's it. Do that in the first 30 days. So what happens is that even though you have this lofty idea of having a fleet of Kenworth, or having a fleet of Peterbilts, or having a fleet of ProStars, whether you want to do dry van or you want to do reefer, I know you have this huge iconoclastic vision, but if you break it down into that 30, 60, and 90-day plan, it's more attainable for you. Because what happens is this: remember, psychology says that when you set a goal and you don't achieve it, you begin to lose your self-esteem. Well, what is the antithesis of that? If you set a small goal and you achieve it, guess what happens? Your self-esteem starts to grow. You start to say, hold up, I think I can do this. So when those negative naysayers tell you what you cannot do, because you are starting to achieve small goals, something small like, I'm gonna create a dating profile. So even though you say, okay, I want to be engaged by the end of the year, but that's such a lofty goal, you ain't even got no prospects. So let's say, okay, let me have a boyfriend that I don't run off after 3 months. So let me have a girlfriend that I don't cheat on after 3 months. So if that's your goal, start off with something small. Create an online dating profile. Go and buy 3 or 4 outfits to go on dates with. Something, a small goal. Get my hair cut on a regular basis. Get my hair done on a regular basis. Does my breath stink? Do I have halitosis? If I'm gonna date somebody, they're not gonna like the fact that my breath stinks, that I have halitosis. Am I secure in my body? Do I need to lose weight? So when I'm around my mate, that I feel self-conscious or I feel secure. These are the things, and it seems, I know some people are laughing, but it's true. Write down the small, specific stuff. Write down the small stuff, because it's gonna help you get to the major goals. 30, 60, and 90-day goals. So 30 days, something that you can do and check off the list. 60 days, something you can do, check off the list. 90 days, something you can do and check off the list. And by you using the formula of making it SMART, making it specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, and you break that bad boy down in the quarter system, 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days, every 90 days is a quarter. There are 4 quarters to the year. If you're able to achieve a good amount of your goals in your first quarter, you will be surprised at what you are able to do. All right? So if you found value in what I just shared with you, I want you to share this with somebody. I want you to share this with them on Facebook. I want you to share this with them on Twitter. I want you to send a text message to somebody. copy the link and send it to them. I want you to share the wealth. If you found this valuable, if you learned something that you never learned before, if you see things a little differently that you've never seen before, I want you to share this information. Now, I am going to take 5 people, okay? 5 people. In order to be one of the 5 people, you have to do this. You have to, 1, be a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber and you're watching right now, subscribe right now. 1, you have to be a subscriber. Second thing is that you have to share this. So even if you share this right now to Facebook, or you share it to Instagram, or even like I said, you share it in a text message, share it right now. And then the third thing, I want you to write down where you shared it. And I'm going to choose 5 people that are subscribers, that have shared it, and then right now, write down where you shared it. Now, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm going to choose 1 person on the replay, and I'm going to answer your goal, okay? So I want you to, if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to do the same thing, and I'm going to choose 1 person. I'm going to come back, I'm going to choose 1 person, and I'm going to give you an action plan like what I'm about to do live for somebody, okay? So I'm going to choose, I got 5 people. Okay, so the first one that I see is text message. That is Crossroads. Okay, Crossroads. So Crossroads, I want you to tell me what is one of your major goals, Crossroads, and I'm going to give you an action plan on how you're able to do that. So, and that's an interesting name too, Crossroads. What is one of your goals that you want to achieve for 2018? And I'm going to give you an action plan on how you're able to achieve that. And then the next person is Isis Theodora. Okay, so Isis Theodora says, how do we get your email to get your help, private help? I want to know about 501c3. So Isis Theodora, so I own a consulting firm, E.DeanCole Financial. I charge $150 an hour to do one-on-one consulting. So when I do these free things, this is because this is me giving back, this is me sharing, this is me empowering my people. But if you want that one-on-one time like that, there are 2 ways that you're able to get that. Thing number 1 is when you're enrolled into my course, when you're enrolled into the executive coaching, all right? When you're enrolled into the executive coaching, then you're able to schedule 15-minute consultations with me. I don't think that you're ready for the executive coaching yet. You should get enrolled into our startup coaching, all right? The second way that you're able to get in contact with me about that is privately, is if you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation. I charge $150 an hour to do a consultation. And I can teach you about getting your 501c3, what you need to do. I actually am working on a course that's called 501c3 Coaching that teaches you step-by-step on how you're able to get a nonprofit, grow a nonprofit. And my goal, this is a goal of mine, so y'all will be able to see if it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. My goal is to have the 501c3 coaching up by March the 15th. See how specific that is? See how measurable that is? See how attainable that is and realistic that is? The reason why it's realistic because it's 60% done. I'm already 60% done with the course. I just have all the other stuff that I have to fit into my speaking engagements. The executive coaching is launching in January the 5th, J5. January the 5th is when the executive coaching is launching, and I have a very special announcement at the very, very end to talk about that. So between the executive coaching in January, the business and pleasure cruise in February, me starting my speaking tour at, I think I have 17 HBCUs that I'm already scheduled to speak at. I know that March, I'll be able to have, by March 15th, I'll be able to have the 501c3 coaching up. So let's see if Crossroads were able to ask that question. Meet me at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. So you won't be lonely. All right, so Crossroads, you want to join my trucking company and leave Snyder? I will not let you do that, Crossroads. Nope, can't join my trucking company and leave Snyder. What I want you to do, Crossroads, is I want you to contract under a larger carrier. I don't want you to come under a smaller carrier. I want you to go under a larger carrier, Crossroads, so that you can get the benefits of the big carriers. That's what I would suggest that you do, Crossroads. So if your goal is you want to leave Snyder, let me give you a specific goal on how you want to leave Snyder. First thing you need to do, Crossroads, is become an LLC right now. So I know a lot of truckers are independent contractors, and a lot of them are sole proprietors. So what you need to do, Crossroads, is in your 30-day action plan, all right, you need to become an LLC. Are you currently an LLC right now, Crossroads? So you got to talk to me now, all right? If I choose you, don't have me up here looking silly now. The wine almost gone, so I want you, and the fire is almost out. So talk to me. You got to be RTG. You got to be ready to go. If I choose you, I need you to be RTG. I need you to be ready to go, okay? All right, so Crossroads says, but I'm black owned and I'm disabled vet and I'm already incorporated in Missouri. Awesome, good stuff. All right, so yes, but at the same time, I'm telling you, Crossroads, the way that it's set up right now is not beneficial for you. It'll be beneficial for me, but it won't be beneficial for you. So I am letting you know that I want you to be in my position. I want you to get the lion's share. I don't want you to be a worker for me. I don't want that. I want you to get the lion's share, to get a better, I want you to be in a better position. I don't want you to, I mean, that not right now. Like, I'm in the process of working on some things with my partners so that January, February, March, we will change some things up to where it will be beneficial for some people. But right now, it's not beneficial for some people. All right, so Crossroads. So you're already incorporated. That's phenomenal. All right, awesome. So if you're wanting to leave Snyder, Crossroads, what I suggest that you do is in your action plan. Let me see. He says, but I can learn. Fred. Okay. Rewrite that again, Crossroads. What's going on? Frank Evans is in the building. Hey, Frank, how are you doing today? Yes, lion's share. Real talk. Yes, lion's share. That's real. Freedom. Yes, Rob. We're talking about freedom. Everything grand. Hey, everything grand. How are you doing? Okay, he says you can learn from the best to be the best. Yes. All right. So my advice to you, Crossroads, is if you're with Snyder right now, how long have you been running? How long have you been running, Crossroads? So that might be another reason why you just want to change carriers and you're not ready to go on your own. How long have you been running, Crossroads? And you're already an LLC, which is a good thing. And have you okay, so you only been running for 3 months. That makes more sense to me. You can't start and do your own yet, Crossroads. That makes a lot more sense to me. That makes a lot. See, that's why we have to be specific and understand. Okay, Crossroads, that makes a lot more sense to me. My advice to you is to stay at Snyder for another 3 months. See exactly what 6 months Snyder has for you. All right? See specifically 6 months what Snyder has for you. And then once you have that 6 months in with Snyder, then reach out to me and let me know, and then we could talk about it a little bit more. Because now that makes a lot more sense to me because you've only been running for 3 months. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me, okay? All right, so the next question, so I talked to, so that was Crossroads. Then it was Isis. She asked about the 501c3. She said that she called my office number. Well, we are on vacation right now, Isis. We're closed until, even though, see, this is me socially. And that's the thing that's hard for people to understand. It's like, Dean, how come I can't talk to you when I want to talk to you? Because I talk to you when you live. Because yes, this is social. This is me giving back. This is me educating and empowering people. This is me sowing a seed into you guys. But when the clock stop and the clock start, baby, I'm a CEO in real life. Charge $150 an hour, $250 in person, or you can take my course. And I mean, we're closed right now. So this is fun for me because I love empowering people, but my offices are closed. So I know, Isis, I know you said that you called the offices if you left a message with my team. I mean, we're closed until January the 6th. No, January the 4th, excuse me. Still on vacation. That's what, thus the whole situation. I'm still on vacation mode. But all right, so, all right, if you asked the question and I missed it, re-ask it again right now, right now. So once again, you have to tell me where you shared it. First, you have to be a subscriber, then you have to share it. Tell me where you shared it, all right? Tell me where you shared it, and I'm gonna answer your question right now. All right, Trucker Vaughn says text message, and Cool Breeze Trucking says Facebook. So let's go with Cool Breeze Trucking first. Okay, Cool Breeze Trucking, go ahead. What is your question? And then the next person is gonna be Trucker Vaughn. And then the third person is gonna be Jamila Freeman because she got the little hand raised. So we have, those are the three. Those are the three. And then we have slots for, we have one more slot. So right now we're gonna go with Cool Breeze. I like that name, Cool Breeze. You gotta be ready to go. Now remember, if I call you, you gotta be RTG. You gotta be ready to go now. If I call you, you gotta be ready to go. Okay, so Melly Mel says, this is just a question that I'm gonna read because Cool Breeze isn't responding. Melly Mel says, I would love to set myself up for your course, my brother. What should I do to start? I don't have Facebook. So the first thing for you to do, Melly Mel, is at the end of this video, there is going to be a link. Once the video is up, let the video come up, let the video post. It's after I hit the submit button, it's probably gonna take about 15 or 20 minutes. Come back to this video, Melly Mel, look in the description. You're gonna see a link that says get started. Click on that link to get started. You don't need to have a Facebook page in order to enroll and take the course. For support though, we have a private Facebook group for support. You're gonna need that. Melly Mel, Facebook is free. It costs you $0 in order to get Facebook. Because I get people all the time that'll call the office because all our phone calls are recorded, and also I meet with my team like 3 times throughout the day, and I go over the type of phone calls that we're getting, and people will say like, I don't do Facebook. You ain't got to do Facebook. You're doing it specifically for one thing. That's like somebody saying, well, I don't wear bras, I'm a dude. You're not going to Walmart to buy bras. You're going to Walmart to buy boxers. Go into Walmart for what you specifically need and then leave. That's the idiotic, dumbest thing I've heard. Well, I don't do Facebook because I don't do all that foolishness. Well, then don't do the foolishness. Get on Facebook to get the support group and get off. You can either make money or you can make excuses, but you can't make both. Now, I'm not saying that's you, Melly Mel. This was some foolishness before and your question just triggered that in my mind. But somebody was saying that I don't do Facebook, that's the devil, and I don't want my wife to leave me and all this stuff. I said, well then don't be looking at porn when you're on Facebook. Don't be looking at them 21-year-olds trying to show the camel toe challenge. Go to Facebook, get the private Facebook group, get off of Facebook. It is what it is. But not you, Melly Mel. I just use this as an opportunity to break up for brevity. So let's see if Cool Breeze has asked his question. Okay, he has. He says, I want to put down on a truck. Okay, so it looks like we're more trucking industry stuff. So for all of you guys that are not in the trucking industry, bear with me tonight. I want to put down on a truck in 7 months, okay? And you want to build 3 trucks in 5 years. That's good. That's very specific. You've been trucking for 10 years. and you're very open to info. Okay, awesome. So Cool Breeze, what you need to do is this. If you've been trucking for 10 years, are you set up as a legitimate business, or have you been doing it as a sole proprietor? You've been trucking for 10 years. Are you running under your own authority and you are leasing equipment, or are you leased on to somebody? So for those 10 years that you've been running Cool Breeze, how have you been running? And out of curiosity, what have you been running? What have you been pulling? All right, Melly Mel says, okay, I will get started and I will get the Facebook started. Awesome. Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate you very much for that. Keena, I'm laughing. And listen, Keena, they be doing the camel toe challenge. I'm trying to tell you what I know. Just that simple. Yes, just that simple. So John Mappa says, how can I find a black husband? So with the name John, are you a man? Are you looking for a homosexual husband? I don't know how to tell you how to find that. All right, so Cool Breeze says, I don't have a legal business and you've been running company. Okay, Cool Breeze. So what I suggest that you do, Cool Breeze, one, you need to enroll into my course. You need to enroll into the startup coaching. Because in the startup coaching, Cool Breeze, I literally hold your hand and walk you step by step on how to achieve what you want to achieve in 3 months. In 3 months, if you want to put money down for a truck, in 3 months, you'll be able to have anywhere from 30, since this is public, you'll have anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 in business credit that's completely separate from your personal credit in 3 months. Now, majority of the clients that enrolled into the course, they have anywhere from 50 to 70. But our money back guarantee says 20. So because this is public, you know, there's a lot of different things that you can do, you know, but tricks of the trade or whatnot, everybody's situation is different. But minimum is in 3 months, you'll be able to have that. So if you're wanting to put money down for a truck, then what I would suggest you do, write down for your first goal in 30 days is enroll into DCFI Online, the startup coaching. It's only $100 a month for 12 months. It's only that, only $100 a month. That's thing number one. Thing number two is you have to make sure that every single week when new information is updated, you jump on it, okay? Within the first 30 days, you need to have your LLC. Okay, I'm flashing in and out. Wow. Is that a troll? Oh yeah, that's a troll that's doing something. That's kind of weird. Put user in timeout, block them. That was kind of weird. All right, it was a troller that was flashing some stuff. All my moderators, if you guys are moderators, I need you guys to moderate for me now. There go another troll. They're putting some stuff down. Come on now, if you guys are gonna moderate, go on and moderate. I'm trying to stay focused now. You gotta go ahead and block these trolls now. I need y'all to help me. If you're gonna be a moderator, be a moderator. All right. So back to what I was saying. In 30 days, what you need to do, make sure you have your LLC. Make sure that you are structured the proper way. You have your LLC, that's 30 days. In 60 days, you need to be at tier 2 to tier 3 business credit. When you're in my course and you log in every single week, there's some people that are enrolled into my course because they have access for a year. They kind of have me like insurance. They don't use me all the time. They don't utilize the service, but when they need to, they can come. And I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. Everybody's journey for entrepreneurship is different. I'm like RTG, I'm ready to go. I want you to rush, I want you to get through it. But some people want to take their time. That's fine. You know, that's 100% fine, whatever you're comfortable with. But the most successful people log in every single week and they take action and they do it. They take action and they do it. And those are the people because you have the law of momentum. Momentum is now on your side. And so now, because momentum is on your side and momentum is behind you, one of my favorite books, The Alchemist, calls it the law of favorability. The more you do, the easier things become because you have that momentum behind you. So that's what I suggest you do: 30, 60, and in 90 days, you will have your business credit established. We can go to a credit union in your business name, put down about $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, 100% separate from your personal credit, and you get your truck. And then after that, I would suggest that you lease on under a mega carrier before you go out and get your own authority. But that's just depending on you. That's if you choose to. I don't know where my moderators at, but I need them to do something, because my moderators are sucking right now. They're sucking butt cheeks right now. My moderators are sucking. The trolls have come in right at the end. All right, so let's see if I can get back to those questions. So who was it that had another question? Because these trolls are really tripping right now. But that's a good thing, though. That's a sign of that's a good sign. I need the trolls to come in to trip. So who was it that had another question? Who had a good question? It was somebody. She put her hand up. What was it? Janika? Let's see. I gotta get past all this troll activity. Okay, so re-ask your question below. Re-ask your question below. You like trolls? I like trolls too. Trolls help me make money. They don't realize it, but they do. All right, so Jamila says, you want to open an online store. I'm ready to get your LLC financially, just nervous about doing everything right. Yes. So if you want to open an online store in 30 days, this is what you need to do in your first 30 days. Do these 4 simple things in your first 30 days. First thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and get your domain name right now tonight. Go to GoDaddy, and whatever you want your store name to be, I want you to get that. So if it's jamilasfashions.com, do not get a .net, do not get a .org, you want it to be a .com, okay? You need it to be a .com. That's the first thing you need to do. You need to do that immediately. It's $17. When you're enrolled into my course, I'll show you how to get it for $1. We have, and I think you did recently just enroll into our course, Jamila. But I haven't done any consultations. You know, we've been in Christmas. I think your name is very familiar to me. But so first thing you need to do is you need to get your business website name, because you are doing an online business. Whatever you want your business to be, it needs to be your online store name .com. Do not do a .net. Don't do a .usa. Do a .com. .com is where you need to be. That's thing number one. Thing number two is, if you're ready to get your LLC, get your LLC and follow the steps that we teach in the course. Get your business set up the right way to get your business profile established. You can do that in 30 days, all right? Once you go and you do that, then I want you to research and do this in 30 days and just write down. You don't have to have a manufacturer yet, Jamila. Just know if you're going to do wholesale, if you're going to drop ship, or if you're going to do retail. Just know which way you want to go, because you need to start building your business credit and building your business platform first. So when you do decide which direction you want to go in, it makes it easier, because then you can start using your business credit to pay for things instead of using your personal finances to pay for things, okay? So in the first 30 days, in your 30, 60, 90-day action plan, 30 days, you need to, thing number one, get your .com for your business right now. Thing number two, go through and follow the steps to get your LLC. If you're not enrolled into my course, I think that you have enrolled into my course. The name is so very familiar. If you have not enrolled into, and if you wanted to be retail, okay, cool. So if you have not enrolled into the course, enroll into the course. But I don't want to say your name is so familiar. I think that you have. But nevertheless, every single week when information is released, then I want you to make sure that you go through and follow that step. 30 days, okay? Now within 60 days, you said that you want to do retail. So that means that you need to know at least 5 manufacturers you're gonna buy from. In 60 days, you need to know at least 5 manufacturers who you're gonna buy from, see if they have net terms. Now, when you go through the course and you build up your first tier of funding, all right, you're enrolling. Okay, awesome, Jamila. When you go through my course and you have to, because you want to do retail specifically, you can't take a shortcut. You need to get your first tier of funding. You need to get all of your net terms set up with Dun & Bradstreet, and you need to create your Experian profile. The reason why you need to do that is because you're about to go to retailers asking them for 90 and 120-day terms. Because you're building an online store that's retail, they have 90 and 120-day terms, but they want to make sure that your business profile is set up the right way first. So that's what you need to do in your 30, 60, and 90-day plan. 90 days, you should be ready and have done your research on your marketing. If you're going to do social media marketing, which is what I suggest that you do Facebook marketing and Instagram marketing. And that's what I suggest that you do starting out specifically. So first 30 days, so thing number 1, in your first 30-day action plan, you need to go get your domain. Get your domain, make sure that your .com domain is done. Step number 2, in 30 days, you said you have not enrolled yet, so enroll into the course and then follow it step by step so that you can get your LLC and that you can go through and get your first tier of funding and your first tier of business credit. So that way you'll be able to go and deal with some of the Macy's and the TJ Maxx's and some of the AliExpress people and some of the manufacturers. If you want to do retail, you'll be able to do that, okay? And that's what I suggest that you focus on. All right? All right, so Carl says, how long will it take to get to tier 3 from start to finish? It takes 90 days. If you do everything the proper way, the mistake that some people make, and it's a nuance that a lot of people don't know. If you haven't been in banking and finance, they don't know. The time of the month in which you open up your starter accounts matters. The time of the month in which you pay your starter accounts matter. The order in which you get your starter accounts matter. So depending on how you do it, you can be at tier 3 funding anywhere from 90 to 120 days. All right, so Jamila asked, can you get a domain name? Yes, you can get a domain name for anything. You can get a domain name for blacktshirt.com. You can get a domain name for prettybrownskin.com. You can get a domain name for whatever you want. There's nothing stopping you from going to GoDaddy.com and get a domain name. But since you have not enrolled into the course, the first thing I suggest that you do, because you do need some guidance, is to enroll into my course, because we're going to walk you step by step, even the process of getting your domain name, and you'll be able to get it for $1. So in my course, I teach SEO for credit approvals, all right? In the SEO for credit approvals, it's completely separate from what you need, Jamila, for your store, all right? So at the exact same time, you're still able to use that information for your store. But I teach, and we provide a website for you for free in my course, but the purpose for that is for credit approvals, not to run an online store. So the website that you're gonna get from us that we would host for you isn't compared to what you're gonna need for an online store. It's not robust enough. But you still go through that same process of getting your domain for $1. You can still go through that same process of getting a domain. You're just gonna need to get hosting from somebody else that can help provide that for you. And we could talk about all that other stuff, Jamila. If you want to do a consultation, we can, like I said, if that's what you wanna do, we can do that, all right? All right, so that's very good. So let's see, one last question. All right, so Prissy just says, Prissy Jassy says, my goal is to graduate with my 2 bachelors, pass the ASAT for law school, good stuff, get my apartment at my first job? Any advice? That's a very good question. Yes, so that's a very good question. So the first thing you want to do is you want to graduate with your 2 bachelors and pass the ASAT. So the LSAT, I'm sorry, the LSAT. So how close are you right now to graduating? So you wrote down a lot of things. You said your goal is to graduate with your 2 bachelors, pass your LSAT for law school, and get your first apartment and your first job. Any advice? So 2 things, you put them in backwards in the order. So the first thing that I suggest you do, 1, I need to know how soon are you to graduating. Second thing is get your job right now. Get your first job. I don't know if you mean your first job in law or whatnot, but you're gonna need a job before you get an apartment. So first thing that I would suggest that you do is get you a good, solid job that is paying you decent amount. You want to get your first apartment. That's going to be dependent upon what type of job you have, depending on where you live. You might have to, instead of getting your first apartment, you might have to have a roommate, depending on where you're working and what type of job you have. It depends on what it is that you do. So let's talk about that a little bit more. So I need to know, 1, how close are you to graduating? And 2, are you currently working right now? And when you said you want to get your first job, you mean your first job, period, or your first job in law? So I would need to know that. And you got to be ready. Listen, y'all got to be RTG. If I'm talking to you, you got to be RTG. You got to be ready to go. Okay. I'm 1 year away from graduating, and no, I'm not working. Okay, cool. So that means that you need to put all your energy and efforts right now into working and school. So what you need to do right now, Prissy Jassy, is to focus on working and school. You can do freelance work, all right? You ain't gotta work at Taco Bell. You ain't gotta work at TJ Maxx. You can get a job as a virtual assistant through a company called Upwork. And people like dealing with people in the US. I hire a lot of freelancers off of Upwork. And this is a caveat though. You don't need to put down $20 an hour, $10 an hour, no, Sassy Jassy. You need to put down that you'll work for $5 an hour. You wanna know why? Because you're working from home. And 2, you need to get your feet wet, and you need to have as many people working with you as possible. Don't put down $10 an hour, $20 an hour, you're gonna sit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So it's a little less than minimum wage, but if you hustle the right way, you're working from home, it's very easy and convenient for you, and you'll be able to build those relationships. And once your star rating gets higher, then you'll be able to go and work for a lot more. Because what happens is that, think about it, if you work, if you are in school right now full time, you're gonna have to work around your schedule. And I just say Taco Bell because that was like the last place I ate. Instead of you having to go to Taco Bell, have a miserable job, make $7.50 an hour, save that extra $2.50 an hour, put it in your pocket to save for travel of going back and forth to work. It's still gonna net to be the same amount. I'm just using this as an example of how you're able to start working now so that you can save. So Sassy Jassy, first thing is that you need to make sure that you have good steady income coming in. Second thing you wanna do is make sure that you don't have any crazy things on your credit. So that way, if you do it the right way, Sassy, you can actually be a virtual assistant. One, you're taking your LSATs, and then you'll be able to make $20, $30 an hour. Then you can get your own apartment without having to get in a roommate. So that's what I suggest that you do, Sassy Jassy. These trolls are coming from out of the woodwork, and so I'm glad that they're here because they are making money on every time that they post, and I'm happy about that. Your credit is great. Laugh out loud. Thanks to your mom. Awesome. Well, good stuff to your mom. Thank you very much for your mom. So that's awesome. So the trolls are coming. They don't realize that every single time they comment, every single time that they quote unquote participate, they're making me more successful. So I like trolls. It's okay. But it has been an extremely long live, guys. The fire is almost out, and this is almost out as well. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing, even on the replay. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for participating. Remember, every single goal that you want to do, you can achieve it. Make sure that it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Make sure that it's smart. Go the extra mile. Break it down to something you can do every 30 days, something you can do every 60 days, something you can do every 90 days. If you break it down that way, then you will be extremely successful. So listen, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. If you want to enroll into my course, there is a link in the description. Enroll. It's $100 a month. It's $99.95 a month for 12 months. That's the startup coaching. January the 5th, J5, we're launching the executive coaching. This is very important, guys. The executive coaching is $149 a month for 12 months. This is more advanced business development. This is more advanced, and I strongly encourage you to only take the executive coaching after you have done everything that you need in the startup coaching. There we are starting tomorrow, we are going to allow up to 5 slots, okay, for people to pre-register, to pay, to pre-register for the executive coaching. If you are one of the 5 people to pre-register for the executive coaching, you're going to get a free copy of my book, signed copy of my book, Black Owned, and you're going to get 1 hour of consultation for free. You have 6 months to redeem that, okay? So for the people that decide to enroll, they're going to pre-enroll into the executive coaching. It's $150 a month for 12 months. If you're already enrolled into my course, then you do get a discount of $50 a month. So if people want to enroll, if they're already in startup and then they want to do executive, they can. So if you are part of the 5 people that we only have, I'm only going to allow 5 slots. When the hard copy of Black Owned comes out in February, you get a copy of Black Owned, and you also get 1 hour consultation, one-on-one consultation, and you get that free of charge. So I want to thank Ben Barnes for pushing me up there and making me more successful. I want to thank him so much for that, and I want to thank all of you guys so much for watching as well. Listen, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. Go get them. Success is waiting for you.